Now, back to that Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.
All right, Kevin McCullough back with you from Times Square, and we have a little fun. We try to have a little bit of a laugh, and we try to give you the breaking news on the biggest stories of the day every single week. But I cannot let this summer go by and lose even 1 ounce of momentum on the incredible work that you're doing in helping us liberate 192 women and girls who are caught in slavery in North Sudan. Thus far, as of today, we know that 68 have been liberated because of your generosity. And that's on top of the hundreds and thousands that you've helped us in the last 4 to 5 years right here with Kevin McCullough. So honored, so humbled, so grateful. But friends, if we are going to liberate all 192 by the end of this summer or the end of this year, that means that there are a lot left to go, 127 to be exact. And I believe that there are at least 127 people listening to Kevin McCullough, That Kevin Show, right now that could do a one-time gift of $250, or maybe a 10-month gift of $25, or a 5-month gift of $50, or a 2-month gift of $125 to liberate a life right now, especially when you understand the amazing good work that it does. What you're talking about is essentially taking a young woman who has been abducted since she was in her early teens, has been ritualistically raped, repeatedly abused in every way fashionable, verbally, physically, mentally, emotionally, oftentimes impregnated by the slave master and then have the children stolen from her once they are weaned. These are women that have lived extraordinarily hard, difficult existences. But when Christian Solidarity International, our partner, shows up, liberates them, brings them back to a place of safety, begins to hear their story, begins to let them express what they've been unable to express for the last 12, 15, 20 years. Tears flow, joy happens, and the amount of suffering that they had while they were in slavery is turned into equal amounts of enthusiasm and happiness. But the one thing that they are very, very concerned about is that we make sure we get all of them. This year, I was very pleased to hear from the management of Christian Solidarity International in that for many years, oftentimes those children of these slaves have not been able to be liberated, especially with the moms, but even at all. But this year, we have started liberating a number of children that had been previously taken from their mothers. And so it's an exciting thing to reunite a child and a mom. It's a beautiful thing to see an act of real joy take place in terms of liberating people that have been enslaved. And if we believe that human trafficking and that human slavery is an affront to human dignity, if we honestly believe that this is something that we need to not only put an end to, but to speak out against, there is no better way to do that right now than to liberate those who are enslaved. And so CSI, working with partners in 18 different countries to end human trafficking and human slavery, but they cannot do it alone. And your gift of $250, though it does have some impact on the liberation itself, there's a vaccine that's supplied for the slave master's cattle. That's what they trade the life of the slave for. You give me a vaccine, I'll give you the slave. We'll gladly do that. But then the rest of that $250 provides them everything they need to start their life over again when they've been reestablished in South Sudan. It includes utensils to use for cooking, gardening, fishing. It includes safety materials like tarps and blankets to protect themselves from the weather and from the elements. It includes a year's worth of grain, of sorghum grain to eat and have nutritious food every single day. It includes a year's worth of seed to plant a second crop so that year you are developing the crop for the following year. And then probably the most fun part of all of it is being able to give them their own little she-goat that helps them begin a new life, a micro enterprise, have little she-kids, and sell those and provide for their family. But this is what you give with your $250. You're impacting girls and women whose lives are a lot like a woman named...
I was a child when I was abducted by the Arabs. My parents used to own livestock, and my mother would do all the cooking for us. I don't remember the year that I was captured. There had never been any problems in our village. Then one day, all of a sudden, we heard that there were Arabs attacking Dinka villages throughout the south. We were so worried we could not even sleep at night. It was a big concern to my mother and my father. We were told that these Arabs were heavily armed and would kill all the animals and people when they would attack. We were very scared. Then one morning, they attacked our village. We scattered in different directions and I ran, but I was captured. My entire village was burned down, and I've never seen a member of my family since. Then I was taken north, into slavery. My eyes saw horrific things on that trip to the north. Women were raped right in front of us. Men were beaten, and 4 men were killed because they tried to fight back. They were shot dead before our eyes. Once at the slave master's house, I was pretty much starved and worked brutal hours every single day doing difficult and very, very hard work. There was no relief. And then they raped me. My slave master did not think of me as a human. He would not even let me go to the hospital when I fell sick. And one day I heard that there was a slave retriever from CSI close by. How I wanted to be free. That retriever secured my freedom. And thank God I was able to return to South Sudan. Thank you to each of you who helped the slaves be free. But please don't stop until we get them all.
It's a reasonable request. The phone number is 888-342-1010, 888-342-1010. And your gift right now of only $250 will liberate another girl like Ahok, the one you just heard the story from. The names may sound different to our Western ears, but their hearts, their desires, their lives are no different than your own daughters. Friends, if you believe that slavery is evil, and if you believe that we should be here to make a difference, then please do. Pick up the phone, 888-342-1010, 888-342-1010. You can also give online by just going to bringherhome.org. That's bringherhome.org or 888-342-1010. That's 888-342-1010.
Ready or not, he'll be right back. That Kevin